What's up, everybody? It's your boy True Element 78 in the building with.
Your reigning and defending Mondo Lucha Hall of Famer, your friendly neighborhood superhero, the X-Man, Xavier Mustafa.
And you can call me Mr. Technical Difficulties for tonight because fuck my computer. The natural Chris Black is still here in the building.
And you're tuned into a special edition of Saturday Night SlamCasters, here to talk about WWE's cock, or Clash of Champions. For those who are not in the know, we're going to give you guys our opinions on the show. I'm going to run down the matches really quick for you guys, and then we'll talk. Like I said, we're going to give you a rundown of our thoughts on those matches and the fallout from Raw and SmackDown. Like I said, this is a special edition. This is up on our YouTube page, so if you found it, you're obviously here. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you receive all of our notifications, and be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter, as well as subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcast from. But before we get into all of that, the X-Men, Xavier Mustafa, has some information he needs to pass along to you guys.
Oh yeah, we are right now less than 24 hours away from the biggest show in Legacy Pro Wrestling history, our annual Showcase of Champions 4, coming to you from the Root River Center in Franklin, Wisconsin. In your main event, you're going to have myself and my trainee, the little punk, Nell Dillinger, getting these hands and relinquishing his Legacy Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship to me, so I can actually give some what's what I'm looking for, some pristineness. Is that a word? To the
Prestige.
title.
Prestige.
Prestige. There we go. I'm making up words today. Uh, then we're gonna have the finals for the next generation championship tournament. We're gonna have Devin August step in the ring with Zach McGuire. One of these two young cats are gonna win their first. Well, actually, Zach is probably going to win his first championship if he wins, but this will actually be Devin August's second title because he's currently the TPW Cruiserweight Champion. So either this rookie is going to win two belts or Zach is going to win one belt. We're going to have the tag team champions, the Caribbean Connection. They're going to be defending against the Ross family. We got JDX. We got the Warhorse, Jake Parnell. We got I think we got like 25 wrestlers on the show. This is ridiculous. This is great. It's going to be a good time. Tickets are available right now at legacyprowi.com or on Facebook. If you find us at Legacy Pro WI, you can find us there and get your tickets there. Tickets are still on sale. As of right now, last time I looked, there's only a few front row available. They might be gone by the time you hear this, but there'll still probably be some second row and some third rows. And if we have to open up, fourth row and fifth row. So get your tickets.
Natural Chris
Yeah,
Black. You got
this is definitely a not cannot be missed show. Unlike the WWE's Clash of Champions, the Showcase of Champions is going to showcase champions from across the United States facing off against each other, not against contenders. They're facing off against each other in a battle of supremacy. Unfortunately, I am not involved in that battle, but who knows what I might do this Friday.
you already got a better what is it called, the when you shorten the word. At least you're SOC and not COC.
Right?
So we got that going for you right off top. Also, you guys, the link to purchase tickets for the Showcase of Champions will be in the description. Be sure to go down there and look, and be sure to buy your tickets. This is a must not miss show. Now let's get into Saturday Night Slamcasters. I'm going to give you guys a rundown for all the winners and losers from this past Sunday. We'll discuss what our favorite matches were, the highlights for us from the show were, and like I said, then we'll get into the fallout from Raw and SmackDown. And if you don't know, this is being recorded Tuesday night following SmackDown, and boy, oh boy, did we get a bombshell dropped on us tonight. But it had been rumored, and I had been telling you guys for a while it was going to happen, but we'll get into that. But first things first, at Clash of Champions, you had Drew Gulak defeating Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado for the to retain his WWE Cruiserweight Championship in a match that went 10 minutes. AJ Styles defeated
Yay.
Cedric Alexander to retain his United States Championship in a 5-minute match. Robert
Ooh.
Roode and Dolph Ziggler, or Rudolph as he's known over there on Wrestling with Regret, defeating Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman to become Raw Tag Team Champions in a 10-minute match. Bailey
Yeah.
Bailey defeated Charlotte Flair to retain her SmackDown Women's Championship in a 4-minute match. The
Yeah.
Revival defeated the New Day to win the WWE Tag Team Championships in a 10-minute match.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeated Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, or Fire and Desire as they are known, to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships in a 9-minute match.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn defeated The Miz to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship in a 9.5-minute match.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks defeated Becky Lynch by disqualification, so Becky Lynch retained her Raw Women's Championship in a 20-minute match.
Ooh.
Kofi Kingston defeated Randy Orton to retain the WWE Championship in a 21-minute match. Eric Rowan defeated Roman Reigns in their no disqualification match that went 17.5 minutes. And finally, Seth Rollins defeated Braun Strowman to retain the WWE Championship in an 11-minute match. So what were the highlights from the Clash of Champions, Xavier Mustafa?
Oh, the highlight was definitely the end. I mean, the Fiend popping out. Yes, that to me was the icing on the cake for the whole pay-per-view. That was definitely my highlight. Overall, I thought all the matches were decent. I don't think there was really a bad match on the card. Yeah, and I'm glad that it was really, I think it was really only a 3-hour pay-per-view. It wasn't 14 hours like it's normally been, so I'm okay with that.
Everybody keeps saying that, but I think people haven't been paying attention that the past several shows have actually gone way shorter than WWE had been putting on. WWE shows have actually been shorter than the AEW pay-per-views we've been getting.
Yeah.
But
it was done. It was over with before 10 o'clock.
Right, and that's like the fourth show in a row that's happened besides SummerSlam, I think, ended at like 10:20 or something like that. But that's a big fourth show, so I expect it. What were the highlights for you, Chris Black?
Couple things for me. Number one, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. That match was incredible because not only did we get the old Sasha Banks back, we also got the old Becky Lynch back. These two women tore it up. And that obviously this match was match of the night, in my opinion. These two is a hard-fought match. I'm okay with the finish, although it was kind of weird with the ref being knocked out for so long for taking such a ginger chair shot. But I don't know. It was match of the night. I was happy to see Luke Harper return, and that's one step closer to my prediction. Although Braun Strowman, okay, we're talking about highlights.
Highlights,
besides
lowlights,
those two matches, besides those two matches, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be the one to say that I'm actually not excited about the Fiend and Seth Rollins because I don't think the Fiend should be anywhere near the title at this time. But that's just me. I think that he should be, I don't want to say above the title, but I don't think he should have an interest in it. And unless he's going to go on some kind of massive undefeated streak, I don't want to see it. Unless he's going to go on an undefeated streak, this is the only way that this is going to make any sense.
Yeah, I'm much more of a fan of the Fiend basically being like the Joker of the WWE, where you think you know what the Joker's ambitions are, and it's money or whatever it is, but it's not. It's just chaos. I'd rather have that be the Fiend character. Like, he doesn't actually care about the Universal Championship or any titles or anything like that. He just wants to hurt the top guy. He wants to put down the biggest dog in the yard, as they say. So, the highlight of the show to me, I really love the New Day versus the Revival. We've seen this match several different times, different incarnations of it, but I just really like the chemistry between those groups. So for me, the tag team match was the highlight of the night, followed by the Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch match. But like you said, I had a problem with the referee being knocked out for so long. It, like, from that weak ass chair shot that he took, and then it only being told to us on commentary. that the match was being thrown out. Like they couldn't even get another ref to come down to the ring. Then also I thought that it was kind of disrespectful that they didn't even announce Sasha Banks as the winner. They announced that the match had been thrown out and then said that Becky Lynch retained their title and then played her music. I thought that was kind of disrespectful, and it almost made you forget that Sasha Banks even existed. So I don't know what they were thinking there.
I feel like somebody's been dropping the ball Sunday and Monday with a lot of stuff. Like, I don't think somebody thought all that through, and then they were at the end of it like, "Oh, we got to do something here, guys." Okay, let's start out.
Yeah. So
I mean, all the ref had to do was just come to, like maybe at the end, someone could have had the pin, and the ref could have been like, "Oh hell no," and just called the match right then and there.
right. So I don't really know. Oh, and then my other highlight was I love the way that Bayley won her match, and then just ran to the back like she did that whole diarrhea run. So
Now,
go ahead.
Let's say, can we talk about the shitty parts?
Oh yeah, I said the highlights and the lowlights, and just before we get into that, I did love the ending with the Fiend as well. Like the Fiend was awesome, but like I said, I want that to be a character that is above titles, but he's there to cause chaos. He has no interest in becoming Universal Champion. He just wants to hurt Seth Rollins, and I still think they should go with my ideal of he's there. The Fiend exists to right the wrongs of everything that was done wrong to Bray Wyatt as a character. So go ahead. What were your lowlights then?
Okay, I got 3 big problems with this pay-per-view. Number one, now I'm hearing rumors that Vince McMahon does not like Cedric Alexander, and that's why he got. At first, I didn't want to believe that he was getting buried. I'm like, okay, so he got squashed on Sunday. That doesn't mean that he's getting buried just because you got squashed. But then he got squashed again on Monday. So I'm not understanding that unless there's some kind of long-term booking where Cedric is going to get his, AJ Styles is going to get his comeuppance eventually by Cedric Alexander, but I'm not too confident in that. My second problem is Shinsuke Nakamura and the Miz match. If they wanted to swap a 4-minute match, they could have done it with this one because this match absolutely made no sense. It was poorly booked. It was poorly built. And it left a lot to be desired. So I'm not too happy about that match. And I'm a fan of both of those guys. And my last problem is kind of a question to you guys. So is Braun Strowman officially done? Like, has his monster card been taken from him? He's lost 6, count them, 6 championship matches. And has not won one.
They've pretty much neutered him.
Like I gave my opinions.
What do you do with him now?
I gave my opinions on the preview show, saying that he was going to become the Big Show if he lost here, and I said that they needed to have this go to a no contest, if anything, to protect Braun. They tried everything that they possibly could to try to keep Braun looking strong. It took more to defeat Braun than it took to defeat Brock Lesnar when Seth Rollins faced him, but still, he still lost. Like, me as even a fan, like, yeah, it shows that he's tough as hell, but he still lost. Like, a L is a L. It's black and white. And I've been watching wrestling my entire life, but it never really mattered to me the way that somebody lost. You lost, so you go to the back of the line, as they say. And then,
exactly.
then on Monday they have him come out to just destroy all the tag teams. So what does this mean? Is he going to win the tag team titles by himself again?
Good Lord. Yeah. Well, so I guess if I was going to say a 4th point, so now Rudolph has the goddamn tag belts. So now what?
Well, it looks like they're a team with AJ Styles and the OC.
Good Lord.
Like they're setting up for Survivor Series.
I guess.
Team Cedric versus Team Styles. Is that what we're going to have?
Is it just me, but is Cedric and the War Raiders a very odd combination?
See, everybody keeps saying that, but I think that people are forgetting how Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode got into their situation. The OC and the Viking Raiders basically clobbering each other and getting both each other disqualified and eliminated from the tournament. That's the only reason that they are involved in this feud. They're not really there to protect Cedric Alexander. They're just there to fight the OC. So that's how all this came about. And people, I've been hearing a lot of people say, why are the Viking Raiders coming out there to help Cedric Alexander? And it's like, well, they're really just coming out there to beat up on Gallows and Anderson because they're pissed off about not being in the tag team title picture. But then also in that same vein, the OC should not be wanting to necessarily. Well, we saw the handshake, so I guess it makes sense. But working alongside Rudolph, because they should be wanting to win back their tag team titles. Yeah, so Xavier Mustafa, did you have any other lowlights or highlights from the show? I'll take that as a nope.
Nobody's mentioned Kofi and Randy Orton's match. Do you think that the match went? I think that match went too long. But do you think the feud is done now, especially after what happened tonight? I mean, Tuesday night.
Well, yeah, it happened tonight. Like I said, it's being recorded following SmackDown.
Okay.
So they that's definitely over. And I predicted this months ago for everybody who's been tuned into the podcast that Kofi was going to be dropping that belt to Brock Lesnar, and we're going to get that on free television. We're going to see this man get castrated live on television. So it's going to
be Japan all over again, like when he wrestled Brock a couple years ago in Japan.
Yeah, so this is going to be extremely interesting. What did you think about how they got there? Basically, I like Brock's new look. You could tell that he's actually been training. So I don't know if that look is him actually. We know that he said he retired from UFC, but he looks like he's getting ready to go back to UFC the way that he looked tonight. Like, this doesn't look like a man who's just been sitting at home on the couch drinking beers waiting for the call from Vince and the check to clear to come back and wrestle. He looks like a man on a mission. So I don't know if he's doing that because he's like, I can't be looking like shit on free television. This is going to be the most odds I've had on me in years. Or if he's actually getting ready to do something a lot bigger than he's been doing. So I don't know. But what'd you think about that whole segment of Paul Heyman and them coming down after the New Day dispatch? Well, actually, let me set the scene for those of you who missed SmackDown. It was a 6-man tag match. The New Day taking on Randy Orton and the Revival. I believe, did the match get thrown out? I can't actually even remember how the match ended. I just remember that it was a smize at the end, and the New Day took out Randy Orton and the Revival, and Brock Lesnar's music hit. And he hops his ass down to the ring and gets in there with Kofi Kingston after Kofi stupidly told the New Day to leave his side.
Yeah. And I know we're supposed to suspend disbelief or whatever, but Kofi stands no chance against Brock.
Yeah, and that whole segment after he told Xavier Woods and Big E that he was good, I expected them to just stand at ringside, and then when he ate that F5 and nobody came in to help, I was like, where the hell did Xavier Woods and Big E go? Like, he told him
he said to get out the ring, not to leave him. Shit.
So that was just a wild segment. But like I said, I called this months ago when he won the belt. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see October 4th live on Fox.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we can't say that Kofi had a bad run. I mean, compared to Seth Rollins, like Kofi's run's been better than Seth's.
And that's what I made that argument on our show as well, that people were saying that, none of his feuds have really hit. And he's been in there with good competition. He's been in there with competent wrestlers. He's had better title defenses than Seth Rollins has had in this run with the Universal title. He's had better feuds than Jinder Mahal had when he had the WWE Championship. realistically, you look at the competition that Kofi Kingston has been in the ring with: Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. As far as this era of WWE, as far as like this draft or whatever, basically probably since 2016, I think that he may have had one of the best runs with the WWE Championship, bar AJ Styles. As far as feuds go, because AJ Styles,
it's a good run, but is it? To me, it's not memorable. Like if Kofi Kingston was retired right after his title reign, what would be his legacy?
Well,
the New Day.
I mean, he in the long term of like your WWE booking. I mean, like his opponents have been Dolph Ziggler, Samoa Joe. Who was the other one? Who else did he? There was a third guy.
Well, I said Dolph Ziggler, Samoa. Well, I didn't say Samoa Joe, but it was Dolph Ziggler, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens.
So it's just like his, and then Randy Orton. So
and Daniel Bryan was in there because he did get the rematch.
He did, and Seth has only had
Baron Corbin.
I had to think about that hard. Like, was it just Darren Corbin? Pretty much. Brock Lesnar, Darren Corbin.
He didn't even defend it against Brock Lesnar. Remember, he had to win the belt back from Brock Lesnar.
Right.
At SummerSlam. Or whenever that was. Not SummerSlam. Whenever he...
Because Brock cashed in on him, right. So, it's like, yeah, Seth, his run hasn't been memorable either. I don't even know why he even got the whole
actually his title
number one spot on PWI.
Yeah, so based on that gauntlet match that he did last year, is what have you done for me lately? You know, we're wrestlers. We have short-term memory loss, and most of us haven't even taken chair shots. But it's always what have you done for me lately? And exactly. I don't understand the same thing you just said. How he was ranked number one. When there's so many other people that I could probably think of that were deserving of that spot at this current juncture, and then most of them are down in NXT.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. There's no reason why, like Johnny Gargano, Ciampa he missed a big part of this year, but there's no reason why a guy like Johnny Gargano, especially as hard work as how much work he's been putting in this past year.
Hell, Matt Riddle technically could have been higher than Seth Rollins.
True. Yeah.
Because I think he's put on better matches in the last year than Seth Rollins has. But also, again, we kind of answer our own question when you look at who he's had to work with. And everybody knows that I'm a Baron Corbin fan. But that angle and those storylines were trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of which, now we have another prediction that came true. King Corbin.
You know what? I would say him and Gable had a pretty good match. They gave them dudes a lot of time.
And that's why I wasn't upset about them not being on the pay-per-view, because looking at these times, like the three matches that got the most time was Sasha, Kofi, and Roman Reigns matches at 20, 20, 50, and 17, 25. So everyone else was under 10 minutes. So I'm glad that they put that match off because they got plenty of time on Monday night. And Baron Corbin, I'm sorry to say, all of his detractors can kiss my ass. Baron Corbin, man, all of his, he was like the star of that tournament. I mean, they booked him as such, but his matches were all three of his matches was great.
I will eat crow on everything bad I say about Baron Corbin. I'll admit that. He's won me over. Like he did his job in that match, and he's I gotta give him credit. I gotta give credit where credit is due.
It's funny. I've been singing this man's praises since last year. Nobody believed me. They all laughed at me. They all pointed.
Yeah,
you like
that
I
crapped
guy?
On him. I admit it.
You like that guy? I guess I got that eye for talent. Maybe the Legacy Pro talent department to start listening to me when I say, "Hey, this is the guy. This is the guy you strap the rocket to." Because right now, the guys that they're picking, I don't know about some of these guys.
You know what?
How do you feel about Chad Gable's little hissy fit that he threw in the ring tonight?
I'm not upset with it. Everybody reaches a breaking point, so it made it made logical
I'm
sense.
not to me. It seemed very heelish, very sore loserish of him.
Not really. Baron Corbin called him down to the ring, and he basically Maria Kanellis him, not
Yeah,
to the
but you
same
beat his
level.
ass. You don't destroy the set.
And the set was already destroyed after he tackled him. He just finished it off. It wasn't like he wasn't out there pulling a Cody Rhodes. You know, he broke the throne, but you know,
So I don't know. I mean, it would suck if that was the only night we're gonna see King Corbin, because like all of his shit got ripped. So what is he gonna just not do it anymore?
I don't
He's
know.
just
Watch.
back to
He's
Baron
gonna
Corbin.
fashion some fly ass shit. You thought when he worked at Applebee's he was this shit. Now he work at Longhorn Steakhouse. Watch how he come out. He about to come up in there
Burger
like
King.
he about to come out there like he working at Benihana's, man.
Mm.
Well, I hope his reign is as amazing as King Booker.
King Booker. What'd you think of his
Who
appearance?
made an appearance?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what'd you think of his appearance with the Street Profits at Clash of Champions?
I
Anytime you get
liked it.
Booker T. Oh, go ahead.
I liked it, even though I'm bored with the Street Profits now. I'm not even bored with them. I'm annoyed with them.
It's because every day it's the same promo, the exact same way.
If you guys could only see Mustafa's face right now.
I'm telling you, like, I'll be like, bro, like, okay, all right.
So the shtick is already getting old, and they haven't even had their first match on Raw.
Yeah, they need to mix it up a little bit.
Well, actually, speaking of Raw, the natural Chris Black got to watch his life play out live on television once again with Maria Kanellis and her gender reveal party. I remember being there for Chris Black's gender reveal party several years ago, and this was almost ripped from his life verbatim.
No, art imitating life.
But what'd you guys think of the gender reveal party and the fallout from that?
Stupid.
I'll let Xavier and Mustafa describe to you what happened.
It was, I don't know. To me, it was awkward.
Well, explain
And
to people
then-
who might not have seen it what happened. The setup. Set the stage for us.
I'm trying to think. That was like 2 days ago. So I remember they were having the quote unquote party. She came in, degraded Mike Kanellis again. And then I think that's when she said it was Ricochet's baby daddy, which was great because Ricochet was like, not that I wouldn't hit that. He said it in so many words. And then they ended up having a match. Ricochet won. And then she came out and was like, he's not the baby's father. But then she dogged him again. And then
Rusev,
yeah, the return of Rusev came.
who looked amazing.
Man, that man, he been eating right. He been hitting the gym. That man it looks like a beast now. The mustache a little weird, but
What do you think about
I
the
like
fans' no reaction to Rusev? Do you think it was because of the setup, or do you think it was that Rusev is done because that crowd gave him nothing when he came out?
I think they're done with him.
That he didn't even get a Rusev day, nothing. It was just dead silent.
Because
that's what
people
killed it.
people kind of get tired of like cheering or big upping people just for them to be shitted on. Like Braun is going to be next. Samoa Joe is going to be next. Ain't nobody going to be going Joe. Pretty soon they're just going to stop. Because why do it?
I don't know. Braun got a superstar pop still on Monday when he came out to beat up on the tag teams.
I don't understand why.
Those people lost their minds when Braun Strowman came out. Braun Strowman is still getting the biggest pops on Monday Night Raw. And even on Monday when Seth Rollins came out and was trying to put Braun over, talking about how he defeated Braun, he got booed. Because everybody wanted Braun Strowman to win that belt. But it was just kind of funny. I don't know really what it is about when Rusev came out. I really just think that it was because they're tired of seeing heel Rusev. We know he has personality. He obviously has charisma, and they're ready to cheer for him, but they keep shoehorning him into this heel persona when he should have been a babyface a long time ago.
I think it's two things. The reason why that happened. So the first thing is because he was off TV for way too long. So everybody kind of a little bit forgot about him. I think the other thing too is everybody was wondering where's Lana. Like even the broadcasters had to acknowledge that she wasn't there, and I think that's a fail to not have her on TV with him as well. Like that's an integral part to his gimmick.
I like what somebody said on another show where they were like, it would be nice to just see that be Rusev's new gimmick, that he's just back there crushing all the women of the WWE that are pregnant. That him and
But then
Lana,
I'm like, okay, where's this baby daddy gimmick going, or is that just a 1 week thing or whatever? Is Rusev really the baby daddy? Like, what are they doing?
That would be crazy. You find out they're polyamorous or swingers. But I love like Mike Kanellis just completely got cut. He's like, I just had a match. I'm not really trying to do this. If you're the baby's father, I'm cool with that.
You know what? I gotta ask. Do you think that WWE is being petty again with this storyline? Because it's not only is it stupid, but why are they? I put down. I think I put on Twitter that Mike Kanellis is the most expensive enhancement talent that they have.
I don't know. I can't call anything necessarily being petty if I'm entertained by it. I would have said that them picking Rusev, I'm happy to have Rusev back. I don't think he should have been brought back into this angle. I think that this was an opportunity. This is the thing that sucks about NXT coming to televised to television, is that now they have to keep talent there even longer than necessary, or maybe indefinitely, because they can't afford to put them on another show. Because I think that would have been a great moment to maybe reveal the Velveteen Dream. Imagine if she was like, the baby's daddy, the Velveteen Dream had come out.
That will be so over.
Like I would actually in that spot, I would even took Titus O'Neil, even though he's supposed to be the family man or whatever. I think that would have been kind of hilarious. Like he did the Titus World slide into that pussy.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But that I don't know. I'm not into the Mike Kanellis storyline. I think it's stupid.
Or if shit, I can't ever remember that fucking guy's name. He was only on television for like 3 weeks and then he got hurt. The guy who had the nervous breakdown that was called it for
Lars Sullivan?
Yeah, if that had been Lars Sullivan, I think that would have been a better spot for somebody like Lars Sullivan than it would have been for Rusev. Rusev is supposed to be higher up. That's just how I feel, but what do I know? What else from the show on Monday night was a big deal for you guys? Because Monday night gave us a lot without giving us a lot. It was a lot of goofy things. Actually, you know what? I want to touch on the mayor of Knox County becoming the 24/7 champion.
That was great.
Glenn,
That was
the mayor of
that was
Knox,
one of my highlights.
The mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs pinned R-Truth on the Volunteers field after he knocked himself out by running into the goalpost to become the first government official champion in WWE history.
Well, my only problem with the segment is one, tired of people putting over UT. I mean, whatever, they're an all right school. They really want to highlight a school. You know, they can go to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville at Middle Tennessee State University. You know.
Who?
You know. Middle Tennessee State University is the best school in Tennessee.
Who?
You know, where I'm a fellow alumni.
Who?
But anyway.
That means they accept anybody. So if your kids are subpar in their grades, be sure to hit up their admissions down there. I just get dead silence. Okay, just leave me out there. You're dead.
Oh, I'm trying to think what else happened on Monday that was worth talking about.
Well, something to me that was worth talking about because I'm a nitpicker for production, and there was a segment where they had the all the logos and graphics upside down. And what was so great about it is they just kept rolling with it. Then all of a sudden, Renee Young is like, "Has it always been upside down?" And then you could tell that Michael Colton was stuck. They didn't know what to say after that because it was kind of like, "How you gonna call it out like that?"
Yeah, they
And then
just kayfabed it, and she didn't.
they just stayed silent until they went to the Braun Strowman
Yeah, and
cut.
for those of you who are wondering, we know what went on. We're trying to get all the small things out of the way, but since he did mention the graphics being upside down, let's talk about the segment that preceded the graphics being upside down. We had a Firefly Funhouse segment that was preceded by a piss poor, boring ass promo by Seth Rollins that I referenced earlier, where he talked about defeating Braun Strowman at Clash of Champions and going on to face the Fiend. And Bray Wyatt pretty much told him, like, hey, the Fiend's going to get you. The Fiend's going to get you. And Ramblin'
He's
Rabbit.
like, "See you in hell."
Yeah, and Ramblin' Rabbit tried to also warn Seth Rollins about messing with the Fiend. So we had the Firefly Funhouse segment. At the beginning of Raw, we had two other segments during the middle stages of Raw. One where Bray Wyatt was in the Funhouse hanging up pictures of all of the superstars he's taken out with the Mandible Claw. And then he says, hey, I think we need to add one more picture to this wall. And the guys he took out had red X's over their face. And when he hung up Seth Rollins, he put devil horns on them and hung the picture on the wall. And now we can get to the end of Raw, which saw Seth Rollins taking on, who was he facing? Was it AJ?
No, Bobby Roode.
Oh yeah, he was facing Bobby Roode, and then the match
And
was.
then he got jumped.
Then he got jumped by the OC, AJ Styles, the Club, and
Dolph
Ziggler. They were beating the hell out of him, and then Kane made his return. It's funny that Kane and Glenn Jacobs kind of resemble one another in like their mannerisms, but you know, I don't know.
Kind of like Abyss and Joseph Parks. I never got that.
Yeah, so he came down to make the save on Seth Rollins, which was kind of funny because the last time we saw them, they were feuding. But anyways, then all of a sudden Kane was going to drop his arms for his, well, it's 2019. We don't get Kane's fire anymore, but he was going to do his arm drop thing to make the arena go red. And as soon as his arms went up, the lights went down. And then the Fiend appeared behind Kane and choked him out with the mandible claw. And this is how we went off the air for Monday Night Raw, with Seth Rollins in the fetal position in the corner while the Fiend drooled and slobbered over him and barked at him. And he looked like he was ready to piss his pants.
Someone put a meme. You remember when Sigourney Weaver, Ripley,
was
sitting there with the alien?
I will say, like, the imagery of, like, first one you got was with Kane with the Fiend in the background, which I thought was awesome. And I actually thought maybe Kane would get the upper hand on him for a little bit. I wasn't expecting him just to turn around and to get the mandible claw like that. But it is what it is. Not a terrible idea. But like that visual, and then the visual at the end with the Fiend just creepily around Seth Rollins like that, I thought that was great. I thought that was a great way to end the show. But I didn't care for, they went to the Firehouse creepy theme, which was cool, but it was like 20 minutes long.
Yes, it went on 4 times too long. They could have cut that like down to a quarter of the time it took.
Like that was a fail on their part. Yeah, I didn't care for that part, but
that's because they had a whole minute left in the show. It went off early, but it was kind of dope because you got to hear more of the song. It was creepy. It was almost like, remember those promos before Undertaker came back as the American Badass, and they would play those creepy commercials with the girls singing and the fire in the background and double dutching.
Oh, the Freddy Krueger girls.
Yeah, it was like that. So I'm excited. I think that they're building this the right way, leading, because they only have 3 weeks, and now they only have 2 weeks before the next pay-per-view. So,
but here's the thing: wouldn't it mean more if Bray Wyatt was terrorizing the locker room first, and then like a year later, now he's stalking the champ, and he's scared shitless because he stalked everyone for the past year.
Well, that's also why I said that I would have preferred him to just go around righting all of his wrongs and then going for the title. But like I said, if they do this the way that I said it should go, if they're gonna do this and put him in the title match, make it not be about the title for the Fiend. He doesn't give a damn about the title. He just wants to inflict pain. He just wants to take the champion out. He doesn't care about winning the belt. The belt can go on the most undefeated wrestler of all time, vacant, for all he cares. Because vacant is undefeated.
Multi-time everything champ.
Right. So he could just take Seth Rollins off TV for a while, like he did Finn Balor. But like I said, on a couple episodes back, I said Finn Balor's supposed to be back from his sabbatical in time for this pay-per-view for Hell in a Cell. So how I see it going is that you can't have a DQ in a cell, but you can just not have a winner, I guess. I don't know. I see Finn Balor getting involved in this somehow, and maybe the Fiend loses like that. Does that make the Fiend weak if Finn Balor can knock the Fiend out and he takes a pinfall loss?
He can't be pinned. I don't think the Fiend should. If he gets pinned, the mystique is gone.
Yep. But then this is my thing why I don't want them to do that, because I'm always thinking ahead, like, what are they going to do for WrestleMania? Like, if they pull the trigger on him and Finn right now, I think that'd be a waste.
Well, they got Survivor Series, they got Royal Rumble, so it all depends on where they want to do this damn thing. Like, WrestleMania for WWE these days is not the end-all, be-all. And especially when you have competition breathing down their neck. And if somebody really wanted to make a meme, you know how they make those memes where they put the words or whatever it is that they're like, Xavier Mustafa became a meme with Doc Simmons.
Yeah.
They could do Seth Rollins is WWE and the Fiend is AEW. It's from what you saw at the end of the show.
Now watch, we're gonna see that all tomorrow.
I'm sure it already exists. I haven't seen it, but that would be the meme I would make, because WWE, you already see them pulling out all the stops. They're putting Brock Lesnar on a tele. He's gonna have his first free match on television ever. Like, I don't remember if SmackDown was still on TBS. I mean, not TBS, but UPN when Brock was first came into the WWE. Maybe he had matches there, but you haven't seen Brock wrestle on television outside of pay-per-views in like 15 years. So this is huge, this Kofi Kingston match.
This is gonna be a slaughter.
And that's the other thing. I'm wondering how far they're gonna let this go on television. Is Kofi gonna prediction? Is Kofi taking more suplexes than John Cena? I actually predict him to probably break John Cena's record.
I don't see him staying on SmackDown. I just want to put that out there. I don't see Brock Lesnar staying on SmackDown. I think they're going to get him on there to pop some ratings. Maybe do a small thing with Kofi, but Kofi, I think, is going to weasel out of this and remain champion. That's my
no. I think Brock's going to destroy him. I think he's going to be he's going to get it worse than John Cena.
Yeah, so he's going to have to get more than 16 suplexes.
Oh man, that's all about it. What if we get the Fiend versus Brock Lesnar somehow?
One more thing I want to touch on before we get off of Raw. I believe, it's only really one more thing. We did have a Sasha and Bayley defeating the tag team champions, but I don't think it's going to really mean anything. The one other thing, Rey Mysterio defeating Cesaro. Is Cesaro just done?
Man, Cesaro was one of the best things going today. Him and Ray was awesome. That match was amazing.
And this is why I thought Cesaro would lose in that NXT UK match. Seeing as how he's just putting everybody over.
I did like how you talked about beating up Rey Mysterio's son next time you saw him. I thought that was entertaining. Well, we can move over to SmackDown. We spoke about the Kofi Kingston and the New Day and the Revival and Randy Orton match and Brock Lesnar coming out. What do you guys think of Eric Rowan tonight? I love the ending of the night. That was a really raw and uncut beatdown that Luke Harper and Eric Rowan gave to those security guards, slamming them down on that concrete floor,
Okay, but now I'm confused. Now, Eric Rowan says that he's not a follower. So is him and Luke Harper, are they equals? Or is Luke Harper his subordinate?
He's looking like his subordinate right now.
So he's gonna start his own little Wyatt family?
Maybe not his own little family, but I guess he's just taking control now.
Are they the Bludgeon Brothers or no?
They did some bludgeoning tonight. They even threw a commentator. I know that you didn't get to see all SmackDown, Xavier Mustafa, but they not only did they slam the security guards down on the exposed concrete floor, they threw a commentator across the damn arena and he was laid out. They put Daniel Bryan through the announce table. They decimated. He kicked over the guardrail, picked it up and slammed it into Roman Reigns' face. It was a really raw beatdown. I enjoyed it.
But again, WWE, they're really good at making guys appear like monsters. They just don't do right by them.
Well, yeah, they make them appear like monsters, and then what do you do to a monster? What do you do to a dog that's getting overzealous? You should cut his balls off, and you give them to Maria Kanellis so she can keep them in her purse for safekeeping, and then pull them out whenever she needs to get pregnant. But
there was no returns on SmackDown tonight like they were on Raw, was there?
Brock.
Besides him.
That's all you need. Who else? Who returned on Raw?
Rusev, AOP.
AOP didn't return.
Someone else.
AOP didn't return, but the promo was awesome.
Yeah, what's this new? Like, is this a new gimmick? Like, I didn't even know they were whatever they are.
They still shitty.
It's the same gimmick they had in NXT. They're just explaining it now that they're basically mercenaries. They're wrestlers for hire.
I've never heard them speak, so when they were speaking a foreign language, I was like, "What is going on?"
How they go from English to they jibber jabber that they talk in?
Oh wow, that's real racist.
I'm sorry.
Caribbean Connection gonna give you them hands.
No, real talk. What language are they speaking?
I think it's Portuguese.
Ah, okay.
See, the Portuguese or Iranian or something. I think they're from the Middle East, actually. So,
I have no idea what their ethnicity is supposed to be. So,
I thought that was actually a cool promo. Oh, another thing too. I know we're jumping. I don't want to be jumping all the way back to Night of Champions, but I thought that was kind of cool that they actually turned down the lights for the introductions.
Oh yeah, with the gold and everything.
I'm like, look at this. They're trying to make it look different now, which is kind of cool. They could have kept the lights down, to be honest, but then I guess it's too much like NXT. But I hope NXT does do that tomorrow or yesterday when this this pod drops.
Whenever it goes up. And let me put this out there. We've made assignments going forward for the shows, so certain people have certain shows to watch. NXT is not my responsibility. This has been 4 days in a row of wrestling. If I can catch up on NXT, I'll catch up on NXT. But Clash of Champions, Raw, SmackDown, I can't do NXT. I can't do it. I'm not going to make it. So we're counting on you, Xavier Mustafa.
I'll be checking it out too.
And then are we still getting UK after this? That's what I wonder. Will it be 3 hours of TV?
I don't want to think
Doubt
about
it, but I think it's going to be kind of weird the first couple weeks where they're breaking it down that 1 hour on network TV and 1 hour on the network.
Right. And I think that that's also going to be conditioning people that NXT is only an hour for those who aren't familiar with it. So then they'll automatically flip over to AEW. But from the people I've been speaking to, just the casuals, anytime you mention AEW, they're like, what is AEW? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So they haven't done a very good job promoting themselves. It's very difficult, too, because they are on the Turner Network, so they only advertise on the Turner Network. I don't know where else they could advertise besides radio or online. Like, I'm pretty sure that they could get ads on YouTube videos, and I think it would be awesome, even though I'm sure WWE probably has enough sway to control what ads plays on their videos. If AEW could pay for ad space on WWE videos that play on YouTube. Even though I'm a YouTube Red subscriber, so I haven't seen a commercial on YouTube in about 4 years. But, just a thought. They got to really, they need a bigger push than what they're doing right now. I really think their biggest push is probably going to come during like the NBA Finals. And they got to wait until June for that.
Damn.
Well, maybe the All-Star game as well. But most people I know who watch basketball aren't wrestling fans. Like most wrestling fans are football fans or baseball fans. That's their other sport. So I really don't know. What you guys think of Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens segment where he is suing Shane McMahon for wrongful termination for $25 million, and if he wins the suit, he gets the $25 million, and he gets to tell Shane McMahon that he's fired.
I'm bored with this story.
I was bored with it and pissed off about it because I'm like, they can't even. Remember when Kevin Owens quit? He wasn't even off TV for a week. He was back the following week. Why can't this man? He was away with injury for how long and off of television? Why can't he get fired in storyline or quit in storyline and be off TV for more than a week? Even CM Punk left for 2 weeks.
Was it? Yeah, it was 2 weeks. I felt like CM Punk should have been gone longer in that storyline. That would have did so much better for the whole thing. But anyway.
Well, what would have done better is if he had started appearing at indie shows with the belt. If he had came to the Knights of Columbus for a show with the belt and everything.
Well, he did. He went to AEW with the belt.
He went where?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went to AEW.
Who went to AEW?
That's in Illinois.
There's another company called AEW?
AAW.
Okay, I was like, man, you gotta enunciate. That's why you went to that school in Tennessee that nobody heard of. Did you pledge, man? Did they have fraternities?
They did. They did. I wasn't about that life.
Okay. He joined the Fraternal Order of Grapplers. That's what he did.
That's right. I'm trying to think what else happened on SmackDown worth
Charlotte
discussing.
Flair, Sasha Banks. We had Offset to announce Charlotte Flair.
You know what?
Ring.
I'm so not interested in Bayley and Charlotte. I'm just not. They need to mix it up with some other people.
Yeah, they got to do something. I don't know. I feel like Bayley is the weak link right now in this entire feud, so she needs to do something.
The fucked up thing is Bayley is the weak link right now, but she's the best worker in the women, the four horsewomen. She's the best one.
I actually think it's Sasha, but
I'm going Bayley on that one too. But I thought this would be a good time for them to do the whole thing with Shayna Baszler and all of them. But you know what? At the same time, they can't because NXT is a bigger deal now.
Right. And I don't know if we spoke about it on here. I know we spoke a little bit off air about Baron Corbin's coronation and calling out Chad Gable and basically belittling him. No pun intended. And you asked the question, Chris Black, about his reaction. So if you want to state that on here, because like I said, I don't think that we spoke about it on here.
No, we did. Yeah, I said that he was being kind of petty, and he seemed like he was being like a sore loser and kind of threw a hissy fit.
Okay. Yeah, and I said I don't feel like he did it all. I felt like he was kind of justified. I don't think it had anything to do with like any heelish type of way or anything like that. I think that everyone reaches that breaking point. So yeah, Chad did nothing wrong. Changed my mind.
Oh, I had someone just basically, I don't know, he was just real butthurt over Baron Corbin winning on Twitter, and I don't know, he just sent me like 3 really mean messages, just talking about this is what's wrong with WWE. It's just like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, just because Chad Gable didn't win doesn't mean like it's the end of the world and like everything sucks. So I don't know. Chad Gable, the only way that people need to understand is just because he lost doesn't mean that he's not going to be put over. Now, if Baron Corbin was made king so that Chad Gable could, I don't know, be elevated, maybe this was worth it. I don't know. The fact that they're still obviously in some sort of a feud, Chad Gable still might be elevated after this.
Right. But other than that, we had the Heavy Machinery take on the B team, and that's pretty much all of SmackDown. So I think we've touched on everything. Unless you guys got anything else that you want to talk about.
Now, unless I missed it, did Kane actually lose the 24/7 belt, or does he still have it?
He lost it.
He lost it back to R-Truth.
When did I miss? I must have missed that.
It was when they arrived to the arena. R-Truth rolled the top of the limousine back to the arena.
Oh, okay. I did see that. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I did want to touch on, did you guys check out the Chris Jericho interview where he spoke about one of the incidents that really led to him walking out of the WWE after WrestleMania?
I didn't, but I feel like I've heard him talk about that story before.
Yeah, he was a little butthurt about their place on the card with him and Kevin Owens, and felt that their program could have been a lot bigger than what it was, which I do agree.
Well, he pretty much just said that they were told it was going to be for the belt, and that made him stick around. And when Goldberg came on, and then Brock said, "Hey, like I'm gonna let Goldberg get one over on me, but I got to get it back and win the belt." And then Vince ran with that and was like, "Hey, plans changed. You're a big boy. So we're gonna put the belt on Goldberg, let Brock take it off of him. Oh, and by the way, you and Kevin Owens, even though you guys have the best storyline going in the company right now, you're gonna go on second at WrestleMania." And Jericho was like, he didn't mind not being in the main event, but if he wasn't gonna be the main event, he pretty much said the same thing that Paul Heyman said this year at WrestleMania. If we're not gonna be the main event, then we're going on first. Damn it.
Exactly.
Or SummerSlam is where he said that. Or was it WrestleMania? Yeah, it was WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania.
Yeah. Because he's like, it's best to kick off, especially when it's 12 matches. It's best if you're not first, then you're last. And if you're not last and you're not first, then you're not going to be remembered at all. So, yeah. Other than that, you want to give one more push for Showcase of Champions?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having our 4th annual Showcase of Champions this Friday, live from the Root River Center in Franklin, Wisconsin. Again, tickets are available at LegacyProWI.com, as well as on Facebook. You can search for us at Legacy Pro WI. And like I said, we're going to have at least 7 to 8 matches on there. Chris Black will be one of those matches. I will have his opponents announced probably this Friday. So, well, actually, Friday's the show. So Thursday will be when I'll make that announcement. Keep him on his toes. The rookie Terminator.
That's right. Bring him on.
And just so these kids stay in school, go ahead and give your alma mater another shout out, man. I feel kind of bad you've been giving me the Seth Rollins staring into the eyes of the fiend look while I've been talking down about your alma mater. Go ahead.
MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University, the best aerospace program probably in this half of the U.S.
So you went to school for aerospace technology?
I went to school for aerospace, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So, kids, if you're looking for a college to go to and you want to be like this man right here, have your own podcast one day, own multiple businesses, check out that school. Other than that, give out your social medias, fellas.
You can catch me at Xavier Mustafa on Facebook and Twitter.
And you can catch me at the_natural_CB on Twitter and the natural Chris Black on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, and you guys have been tuned into Saturday Night SlamCasters. Next week, we will be coming to you guys with our 1-year anniversary show. So be sure to, like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you get all of the notifications. Subscribe to us over on Facebook and Twitter, and also subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast from. We'll be back to you guys live. Well, not live, but we'll be back to you guys with our 1-year anniversary show on Saturday, September 28th. Other than that, we'll holla at you guys. Peace, love, and soul. We're out of here. Come get slammed. Peace.